friend sent me this file consisting of a list of fixed assets, and she needs to split up the fixed asset into multiple rows. For example, in row 6, this fixed asset consists of 2 units, so she needs to insert one more row, and she needs to split them into two rows because there are 2 quantities. So inside here, this row needs to go into here and here, and this is supposed to change into unit of 1 and unit of 1, and the price here is supposed to be divided by 2, so it should be equals to 320 divided by 2 equals to 320 divided by 2, and this will also applies to the total depreciation as well as the net book value. Okay, so how do we do this? By using simple Excel. Now we can employ the use of VLOOKUP here, the proximal match, to do the job. So first we need to insert a column to the right, and now the concept of VLOOKUP is to refer to the cells. The concept of a VLOOKUP in proximal match is to look up for a value that is lesser than the value within here. So what we need to do here is to insert a sum formula here and refer to and start with column F5. Okay, make it into a range and lock up one of the F5 plus one more row. So here we'll start with row number 1. Now as we copy this formula, sum formula down to the left, you will get 1, 3, because 2 plus 1 equals to 3, and then 4 here will be the 4th row, and after the 4th here should be 8 because it's 4 plus 4 equals to 8. Now if we employ the use of VLOOKUP, what happened here is, let's use a simple case of VLOOKUP. Now if I use VLOOKUP and look up for a particular number of 3, or let's say 2, right, comma, and we refer to the column here, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th column, and let's say we use either inserting the word true for approximate match, or you can leave out the word true. Now you'll get AM001. Okay, now how it works here is you look for the value 2, but then in this list itself we cannot find 2. So what it does is that they will look for a number that is smaller than 2, and that becomes 1. And when they refer to 1, we can do a VLOOKUP on this fixed asset. Now that applies for row number 1 and 2 and 3. So here if I were to refer and make the VLOOKUP value refers to 1, I'll get AM001. If I refer to number 2, it will still give me AM001 because this 2 is smaller than 3 but bigger than 1. Now when it comes to 3, they happen to have an exact match, and you go to the next row, and here it matches the row number 3, row number 2 with the number 3. Now if we copy down this row a bit more, the same thing will apply. So if you look at this one, when it comes to AM003, okay, for number 4, row number 4, they'll look for 4, and then when it comes to 5, we'll still look for 4, 6 and 7 will still look for 4, because 4 is the smaller number among the range number from 4 to 7. Now it will not go to 3 because 4 is the biggest number among the 1, 3 and 4 over here. So using this concept, we can split the number of rows according to the quantity over here, because we actually do a sum formula here to do a running count on the number of quantity. So now apply this concept right below here at the end of the list, Okay, first we start with row 1 and 2, and then we start to do a VLOOKUP equals to VLOOKUP on this row, comma, and let's look up the value from row A6. Control Shift down, Control Shift right, F4. Okay, and in this row we need to look up for the customer number, assuming that they are different, but here it's showing the same. And this is customer number is in column number 2. The running number is in column A. Now column B here, so we need to put in comma 2, comma true for our approximate match, and you get A001. Then you copy down, get A001. The problem is when you copy across, you'll get HSN A because the reference point has shifted to column B. So here we need to insert a $sign before the A, so that when you copy across, you'll give us A001. But in column C, we do not want to show A001, but rather want to show the column C here, which is the customer name. So in this case, instead of dragging across and changing the value one by one, what we can do is we can take this tool here and insert in the formula column. That's it. And this column will show this is column number 2, which is column B. Enter. Now as you copy across here, column C will become column number 3, and they will refer to 3. And it happens that this one will look up number 3. If you copy across, you'll be easily be able to populate the numbers across the columns. And as you copy down, and you'll get all the relevant columns that's listed above here. Okay, that will be what we're going to do. Now the next thing here is we need to divide the number here actually by the number of quantity. Okay, now how many counts do we have over here is dependent on the quantity that we have in here. So simply what you can do is we can take this and divided this by the quantity on the left and get 160. We take this one and divide by the quantity on the left and you get 1, and take the net book value here divided by the quantity number 2 here. Okay, and finally here what happened is that we need to display a quantity of 1. So instead of inserting a quantity of 1 here, to get it perfectly done, I will shift this column and move this column to column L. Okay, but we need to change this column number to column F, which is number 6. And you get 2. Here you still get 2 and get the answer. Now for here, it is simply a quantity of 1 because the 2 quantity needs to split into 1 quantity each. Now after doing this, here we need to list down the number of rows. We have 465 rows. So insert here. Now to fill up the rows quickly up to 465 rows, what you can do is you can use Control Shift down to go up to 65,000 rows and go to Home, do a fill in terms of series, increase of value 1, leave the rest of the setting alone, and from here put maybe up to stop the value at 466. So what happened is you will not copy and fill out the numbers up to 65,000 rows, but will stop when the number reaches 466. Click OK, and we have easily set up the rows to 466 rows. Now then all we need to do here is to just highlight the row number 2 and do a double click, and now you have the number all listed here. Now change all this to quantity number 1. Okay, and let's do a check. For first record here we have 2 quantity and here shows 2 rows. Okay, and when it comes to asset number 2 here, it's 1 unit and it shows 1. And here this AM03 shows 4 quantity. So as go down, you will see here AM03 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and this is divided by 4, 369, and here is done through 369. looks like this one is wrong. It's 369. You should divide by 4 and it should give us the right quantity. The reason is because here the second row wasn't populated correctly, so we just need to do a double click here to the formula and we get the answer here. 369 divided by 4 and that will give us 2. Okay, do a final check here for AM00004. Here there are 2 rows, so right inside here, in here there are 2 quantities and therefore we need 2 rows, 105, 105, and when you split into 2 it gives us 52. So that should do the job and we'll complete the split for the whole fixed set list. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and that's all I have for you.